is for whatever job you're doing, please do it diligently. Try to be good, because when you're good, people would see that you're good. Try to put effort, even if you really don't know what you're doing. People would see that you're trying to put in effort, and they would also try to help you, to kind of push you, kind of carry you along. And hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl again, Niella. And we are back with another video, guys. So today's video, just as the title says, I'm going to be talking about or sharing with you guys how I got my first job here in Canada, and also tell you like some things you need to know or you need to do if you really want to land a job here in Canada. My name is Niella, just like what I said, and I create content around every freaking thing you see on this channel. Be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell so you get notified whenever a new video pops live on my channel. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always sticking with me to this present time. You guys make this entire journey worth it. So guys, let us jump right into today's video. You guys know I landed in Canada on the 30th of November 2019. If you don't know, I'm going to try to link up the video, and if I don't, please go over to my playlist and look for Canada relocation or Canada migration video. I'm trying to remember, but I'll probably just link the entire playlist somewhere here. So after when I landed in 2019 in November, I started job hunting like in December. And before I even started job hunting, the first thing I had to, so this is going to be like a 3-in-1 video. So I'm going to be letting you know what you need to do first before you even start to apply for jobs, what to do when you eventually apply for jobs, and how how I was able to land my first job, and also first job story here in Canada. So the first thing, obviously, you need to do, you need to rewrite your CV. That is the most important thing you need to do as soon as you land here. If you have somewhere to, because now it's even different because you have to do like compulsory 2 weeks quarantine. So while you're quarantining, while you're on your 2 weeks quarantine, you should look out for resources on Google on how to rewrite your resume the Canadian way. So you need to rewrite your CV, your resume, to the Canadian format, or in the Canadian format. There are lots and lots of resources on Google for you to be able to, like templates that could help you rewrite your CVs, because we know that the way we write our resume back home in Nigeria, trust me, if you've been living in Canada for a long time, or even if you haven't even lived for a long time, you've stayed like for a couple of months, you know that the resume, the CV is different. So that's the first thing you need to do. Look up Google. There are lots and lots and lots of templates. Some people actually pay people to help them rewrite their CVs. I'm not saying you should pay somebody or you shouldn't pay anybody. If you can afford it, why not? Do that. It's your money. But I know that you will need your proof of funds for more important things. So first things first, rewrite your CV, rewrite your resume. That your resume will be in the Canadian resume format. The next thing you need to do is try to network and connect. So a lot of people try to do LinkedIn. LinkedIn was one thing I really never did. These are personal reasons best known to me. But when I, hopped on the whole LinkedIn train, I started connecting more with people, and I'm an introvert, so networking and connecting is kind of one hard thing for me to do. Trust me, you need to learn how to network. Even if you're an introvert, when you come here, you go learn them by force. Like, no matter how high your shoulders are, when you come here, you're going to bring it down, and you're going to learn how to network. It's not really like a do or die affair, but trust me, the more you network, the more people you know, the better your chances of getting your foot or getting your feet at the door. I think that's how I'm going to put it. So the way I got my job, there's this group created by the owner of M's Wigs. Is a group for small businesses in Tri-City, so Guelph, Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge. And I try as much as possible not to mention anybody's name. So while I was still looking for jobs, I kept on applying. Again, you should always apply every day, every hour of the day. The only time you're not applying is when you're sleeping or when you're eating. Hell, some people even apply while they're eating. Some people have their CVs on their phone. They have to go on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Jobs Board, a lot of these recruiting sites or apps, they have them on their phone and they just keep applying on the go. So she posted in a group saying a brand or a company needs tailors, and you guys remember that I can sew, and you know, I went to fashion school. They needed tailors, and you know, it felt like it wasn't so much of a big deal, you know, because it just needed someone who could sew and couple things together. And it's not like it's it was clothing, you know, it has to do with Velcro, because at that time it was around summer, so they were making camp tents, and they just needed someone to just sew the Velcro while the main tailors couple up the rest of the camp tent. And you know, while I was still waiting for a job, I just reached out to her and I said, you know, I tried to get more information, and she told me about, you know, she gave me more information and gave me the phone number of the owner of the company, and I reached out to the man. And you know, I came for an interview. I think it was that same day, it was a Saturday. Hell, I was looking for a job. I needed a job. So girl was desperate. I needed to make money. So I said I was available that same Saturday. I went to the office, you know, we talked about a lot of things. The only downside for me was that they were going to use industrial sewing machines, and I don't know how to use industrial sewing machines. I know it may not really be a rocket science, but if you're someone who has been using manual for years and even tabletop sewing machine, using industrial may be a bit of a challenge for you because it's fast. So that was actually what happened. So I landed the job, I got the job, and you know, I was doing it even though it felt like I wasn't really productive because of the fact that, you know, I couldn't use industrial sewing machine. So at one point, just one day, you know, it got to a point where I had it and it felt like it wasn't working, and I just told them, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. You know, I just had to quit. And you know, everybody kind of felt sorry for me because they knew I had like a degree, and obviously they didn't expect I was going to be doing that job forever. And I kind of picked I don't think I picked full hours. One of the tailors there, you know, kind of felt, let me not use the word pity, but she kind of just wondered what I was going to do next, you know, since I was quitting without a second, like a plan B. And she goes like, my daughter is a manager in a store, you know, I don't know if you mind being in a store. I know you went to school, I know you have a degree, but I don't know if you mind working in a store, in a convenience store. They're always hiring. I could give you her number, you call her and maybe, you know, drop your resume with her. And that was it. So while I'm saying this, another thing I need to mention is, for whatever job you're doing, please do it diligently. Try to be good, because when you're good, people would see that you're good. You know, when you're trying to do, people would see that. Try to put effort, even if you really don't know what you're doing. You know, people would see that you're trying to put in effort, and you know, they would also try to help you, to kind of push you, you know, kind of carry you along. And at that point, I just needed something. And you know, I called up her daughter and I went all the way to the store where she's the manager, and I spoke to her. She did an interview. She asked for my references, or my references were Nigerian. And you know, most of the jobs interview I've gone for, once they see the Nigerian number, they're like, oh, don't they have email addresses? But she had to call them, like she dialed the Nigerian number, so she called them back home. I just had to tell her the time differences, and she reached out to them because my references came back to me telling me that some lady called them, you know, asking questions about me. So, and I got the job at a convenience store. But the only thing is that the manager didn't really see any reason why she would want to employ me at her store, because it was kind of far. It's like 1 hour 30 minutes is somewhere in Waterloo. So what she did was that she's just going to look around if any of the stores, because they have so many branches scattered everywhere, if any of the store that stays close to me, that is kind of close to me, needs help, or they need a new hire, then she's going to refer me. Since she has already done the interview, I don't really need to do interview back and forth anymore. So that's actually what happened. So I think I traveled for a friend's wedding. You guys have seen that vlog, and I came back and she said, oh, there was a store. She doesn't know how close it is to me, but she knows it's not in Waterloo, it's in Kitchener. But they needed someone who could work the closing shift. The closing shift was 7 till 12 midnight. So yes, I worked in a convenience store at 7 to 12 midnight. So I was working the closing shift at that time, and I was doing the job so diligently. And although they have like a convenience store behind me, and I had to tell the manager, that was there, said, just in case there's an opening around so and so area, my house is close there, I don't mind taking any shift available. But mind you, what I did was I took part-time hours so that it could give me an opportunity to look for a better job. So while I was doing the job at the convenience store closing shift, and it's in the evening, I had all the time in the world during the day to apply and also to look for other jobs. I had to pick part-time hours. I also picked not working weekends. Thankfully, they are great because you cannot work in a convenience store and not work weekends. Some people may be lucky, but I had some other things I needed to do. I had some other things I was doing at that time. So working weekends was like a no-no for me. And luckily for me, they kind of they accepted that. So another thing is that for whatever job you find yourself, even though it's a survival job, whether you're working in a restaurant, when you land, because a lot of people do a lot of menial jobs here, but I wouldn't even tag them as menial jobs because, man, hell, those jobs pay your bills. You're working by the hour, you're getting paid by the hour. So whatever hours you're putting in, you're getting paid for it. You get. And okay, while I was still at the convenience store, there was also another program I was kind of running. It's with In Her Shoes. I don't know if I've mentioned it here on my channel, but maybe I'll try to do like a dedicated video about that. So I was also running that program alongside working at the convenience store. It was tough, trust me, because I had to leave my house like 5 or 6 o'clock, depends on when my shift is, but I close at 12 midnight. So it was pretty a difficult time because at 12 I have to call Stanley to come and pick me up because buses don't run after 12 midnight. And the first time I think I took Uber, I think it cost me almost $20. So imagine spending $20 back and forth. Imagine spending $20 maybe like 3 to 4 times a week, taking Uber back home in the middle of the night, and you're not doing full-time hours. Trust me, all your money go finish on top cab. So anyways, then I kind of met someone still in the same group that was created, the group for small business owners in Kitchener, Waterloo, Guelph region and Cambridge. We got talking, and it felt good, that I kind of met someone. We got talking, and the funny thing is, I really don't know how that conversation went, but we literally spoke for more than an hour. This is someone that I don't know from anywhere. This is someone that I've never met before. This is someone that we've not even had a conversation, even in chat before. And I had to call her. And we spoke for more than an hour. No offense to my friends, but I don't think I've, been on the phone that long with my friends compared to someone I don't even know before. So, we talked about a lot of things, and it got to the job part, and I told her I'm looking for a job, but this is what I'm doing at the moment, just in case. And she said, oh, that her company is always recruiting. She said, okay, whenever there's an opening in her company, she's going to let me know. And lo and behold, she said, okay, I should just, I think the following week, I think a Thursday, she sent me a message that they are recruiting, and I should forward my CV to her. I hadn't even updated my CV from the first time I did it, with the Canadian way. I think I had tweaked a little things. I had tweaked the CV a little bit, but it did not have my current experience. And she, reached out to me and said, I thought you said you're working. There's no Canadian experience on your CV. Put that Canadian experience on your CV and send it back to me. So I did. And she told me that I should try as much as possible to send her the CV. Worked on the CV, sent it back to her. On Friday, I got a call from the company, and I had like a mini phone interview with them, and they said, okay, that I was going to do an assessment. And even when I reached back to her, she was like, oh wow, that was fast, you know. And I did the assessment, and while I was doing the assessment, it felt like deja vu, you know. It felt like I had been here before. And then, you know, it hit me. I had applied to this company in 2019. I had also done a phone interview with them. They told me everything about the job, the pay, you know, when to start, and every other information I needed to know. And I got to the assessment, but I didn't make it, you know, past the assessment. Anyways, long story cut short, I passed the assessment. The guy reached back to me saying I passed, and they were going to do criminal checks. They were going to send the contract. I have to read it and sign, you know, everything. It was a work from home. And yeah, so that was how I was able to transition from the store job to the job I'm currently doing at the moment. It's a work from home. So again, another thing that I really want to, I want you to take out from here is, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to say things. I know we as Nigerians, we are really proud people, not in a bad way, not in an annoying way. Sometimes it could be annoying, but the pride I'm talking about is such that even though we are being hit with so many challenges, we'll still carry our heads up and try to, get out of it headstrong. I don't know if you guys get me, because sometimes I could be that kind of person. I'm not someone who likes to ask for help. I would always find ways on how to get out of that problem instead of reaching out. And I think most Nigerians are kind of wired that way. Apart from people who don't have problems, who don't have issues asking for help at all. Apart from people who don't have problems asking for help. So reach out to people when you're in communities, when you're in groups. Put yourself out there. Say, I'm looking for a job. Let people know the kind of job you're looking for, just in case they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Another thing here in this part of the world is referrals program. Referrals is a big, huge, large, mighty deal in this part of the world. A company would rather, employ somebody that one of their employees referred first before they begin to take people from outside. And I can remember there was the job opening that came up, and it was being posted for like 2 or 3 days, and in the mail it kind of read that if we knew anybody, we should reach out to the hiring managers or the hiring guys and get their CVs to them, or ask them to send them their CVs mentioning whoever that referred them. And I think after like 2 or 3 days, we got a mail back saying the job is now opened on the website. So before they opened the job on the website, for the whole world to apply, sometimes the company kinds of look within its employees, if there are people they feel like they know, their relatives, friends, family members that can be fit for this job. So yeah. So that's how I got the current job I'm doing now, or that is how I was able to get all of the jobs I'm doing now. I'm sure that you can actually tie it down to networking, because that's like the cocoa in this part of the world. So first things first, rewrite your CV into the Canadian style format way. Another thing you need to do is, whatever job you get, put yourself out there. Whether it's a restaurant job, whether it's a convenience store, whether it's in a superstore, whether it's in a grocery store, whether it's in a fashion house, a clothing store, makeup store, just ensure that you're doing your job diligently. I mean, they're paying you by the hour, so it's not like they're paying you cumulatively. They are paying you for how many hours you put in to those jobs. Most of those jobs could just be, just on the minimum wage. It may not be more than minimum wage. But hell, you should be able to pay your bills, if not for anything, put food on the table for you, and kind of arrange rent. You could do that part-time and find some other one you could do part-time as well, combine the resources together. You need to learn how to network. I'm saying this to myself because I'm not really the networking person. I'm kind of like an introvert. I know a lot of people may not know that about me, but I am. And the fourth thing you need to take out from here is, referrals are a big deal in this part of the world. Who do you know? who can you refer us to? You can even send your CVs or your resume to your friends who have been here before you. I'm not saying you should go and start harassing them, but just let them know that just in case, so you're looking for a job, I beg, if you hear anything, make you let me know. See the kind of work when they find, you know, that way you're spreading your legs, you're, you know, putting yourself out there. I've come to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you like more videos like this, do let me know. If you've been living in Canada for a while, how long did it take you for you to land your first job? Let's continue the conversation in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in my next one. Have yourself a fantastic, fabulous day ahead. Bye guys.